The Arizona Cardinals kick off the 2017 NFL preseason with the Hall of Fame game against the Dallas Cowboys in Canton, Ohio. Some first-half observations. I liked Blaine Gabbert, who is gunning to try and overtake Drew Stanton for the number 2 quarterback job behind Carson Palmer. I'm not sure he'll ever get it, but he hasn't hurt his chances in this exhibition game against the Cowboys, finishing the first half by looking very sharp and going 11 of 14 for 185 yards with no touchdowns and no interceptions. I didn't know Gabbert had this kind of arm, NBC analyst Chris Collinsworth gushed during the final seconds of the first half. Gabbert showed some decent touch on his intermediate throws, which we haven't seen enough of during the early portions of training camp. We'll need to see a lot more moving forward, of course, but this was a good start for a guy a lot of us were surprised received a one-year deal from the Cardinals. On the flip side, it wasn't such a good first half for cornerback Brandon Williams, who got burned on 2 straight pass plays in the second quarter. First, he got burned on a long pass completion by biting on a stutter step move, and then he was hit with a pass interference call. Not good if he wants to outplay Justin Bethel, who isn't playing, and win the starting right corner job opposite Patrick Peterson. I'm wondering how much more newly signed veteran Draymond Williams, who also isn't playing tonight, will get a chance to win that job at right corner. I thought second-year defensive tackle Robert Kmedge flashed for a while, showing us his ability to shoot into the backfield and be disruptive. But I want to see a lot more before I'm sold he can move ahead of anybody starting ahead of him on the defensive front, Frosty Rucker or Josh Morrow, specifically. As we head to halftime, it's Cardinals 15, Cowboys 10 in Canton, Ohio, and when the second half begins, we'll get a long hard look at undrafted rookie free agent quarterback Trevor Knight along with one of my favorite players in camp, David Johnson look-alike running back Elijah Penny, whom I believe will crack the final active roster. Gabbert getting it done. Blaine Gabbert, who is getting the entire first half to see if he can move into the number 2 spot behind starting quarterback Carson Palmer, has looked decent against the Cowboys non-starters tonight. His 29-yard completion down the middle to wide receiver Jeremy Ross was especially notable considering Gabbert has been fastballing a lot of his intermediate throws in camp and they haven't been caught or always near his target. He also hasn't taken off on a ton of runs, something he has done repeatedly in camp when his first or second option isn't there. Gabbert completed each of his first 7 passes for 136 yards. Impressive. Cowboys get a TD. Rico Gathers with a fantastic catch in the end zone over the coverage of safety Ironhead Gallen. Pass plays covers 26 yards and the Cowboys cut the score to 15-7 following the extra point. Gathers had the inside position on Gallen, but plenty of inches, too. Defensive backs need to step up in this game to impress Coach Arians and staff. We have touchdowns. Andre Ellington bullied his way through the tackles for a touchdown plunge with the number 2 offense and the Cardinals complete a 75-yard drive behind QB Blaine Gabbert. Lots of work from RB Kerwin Williams on the drive. Extra point attempt is good, but defensive penalty on Cowboys makes Cardinals go for 2 points on the 1-yard line, and Gabbert's pass to J.J. Nelson is broken up in the end zone, so we line up again at the half-yard line. Gabbert bulls his way in for the 2-pointer and it's 15-0. Warner recognized pre-game. Former Cardinals quarterback Kurt Warner was recognized pre-game, walking out onto the field along with the other Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees, while receiver Larry Fitzgerald, who isn't playing in the game against the Cowboys, smiled and clapped. Amazed that I'm actually standing here right now, Warner told NBC's Michelle Tafoya. Warner was clearly able to make it to the game in time, but some of his family members needed some help getting to Canton, Ohio. A couple hours before kickoff, Warner tweeted that his kids were stuck in Chicago and asked United Airlines if they could help them get on a flight to Cleveland.